So in today's class, we are going to do tenses, okay? And side by side, you can keep writing if you wish to. But this is how we are going to do the tenses today. Yeah? So just see my screen and let's get started. You can open your register, write the title, that is tenses, and write today's date as well. So first and foremost, beta, tenses is like T for time and T for tenses. When I'm talking about tense, it's T for time and T for tense. I hope you get that.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now, why is tenses so important? The slide gets over here. Okay, wait a minute. Now, here. So, here we are starting with the introduction. Then we have classification based on time frame. That means according to the time. I will be taking this video both in Hindi and English ताकि आपको अच्छे से पता लग जाए. Not everything will be in English because there are situations when you don't understand completely in English. Then we have block diagram of tenses. We have a list of rules. We have present tense, past tense, future tense, and list of examples. So that's how we have them. Now, here it's very important. The first thing that we have is that the word tense, ये जो tense word है ना, इसको हमने लिया है Latin language से, and that is meaning tempus, which means
Ma'am,
time. Yes.
I'm saying, ma'am, I'm writing this, but ma'am, it was late to write. Can you send me the picture of it so I write it because
Yeah, I will share this with you, but right now let's understand जो important points है वो आप highlight करके लिख सकते हो, ठीक है?
okay, ma'am.
Okay. So starting with this, I am just wanting you to first understand कि as I was saying that T for time and T for tense. So what do you want to have to understand here? You ought to understand that it is not an English word exactly. So it has been taken from a different language. Most of the words in English have been taken from a language that is known as Latin. Now, this word tense in Latin would mean tempus, and tempus means time, यानी कि समय. A verb indicates the time of an action, event or condition by changing its form. यानी कि जो कार्य हो रहा है वो कब हो रहा है, अभी हो रहा है, होएगा या हो चुका है. So tense and verb are very connected. काम कब हो रहा है, काम हो चुका है या फिर होएगा, किस हिसाब से. Next is the verb tenses may be characterized according to the time frame. I'll repeat it again. Present tense यानी कि अभी जो हमारा present है आज, हमारे आज के लिए हम use करते हैं present. That is like going to be हमारा वर्तमान काल. Past tense के लिए हम use करते हैं जो हो चुका है यानी कि हमारा भूतकाल. Then future tense को हम use करते हैं जो हमारा आएगा. हम बोलते हैं ना, let's forget the past and live in the present and think about the future in a positive way. So that's how we are connecting things and how we are relating to the verbs and tenses and characterizing या फिर उनको हम डाल रहे हैं in categories में. So अगर मैंने by chance past tense को यहाँ पे बोल दिया था भविष्य, तो I am telling again it is भूतकाल, okay? So अगर इधर उधर हुआ है words, again I am repeating present tense, वर्तमान, past tense, भूतकाल, future tense, भविष्यकाल.
Bhavishyakal.
Very good. Now just see to this. It says this is basic text, Rishit, that I'm explaining first. Then we are going to do some examples. We'll have pictures. Since now you are in grade 4, I can have pictures to explain tenses also. Sorry, grade 5. I can have pictures, but then of course, this is fine for grade 4 and grade 5 students to understand with text because basic understanding आपको class 3 में हो गई थी. Next, we have present tense expresses an unchanging, repeated, or recurring action or situation that exists now. It can also represent a widespread truth. Now, here I'll tell you what does it mean. It means present tense बताता है कोई ऐसी चीज जो कि change नहीं हो रही है, okay? बार बार repeat हो रही है. That is recurring and repeated. Both recurring means again and again होना. Maths में भी recurring होता है word use. So situation that exists only now and also is going to tell you about a widespread truth. like the sun rises in the east. अगर मैं टेंस की बात कर रही हूँ, the sun rises in the east, तो यहाँ पर क्या है, ये ट्रूथ है. Every day the sun is rising. ना तो ये पास्ट में जाता है, ना तो ये फ्यूचर में जाता है, ये जाता है हमारे प्रेजेंट में. क्योंकि जो सूर्य है वो क्या करता है, हर रोज उगता है, हर रोज सूर्योदय होता है. तो दैट इज अ ट्रूथ, वो एक सच्चाई है, वो जीवन का सच है. जो ऐसी चीज हो रही है, हर रोज हो रही है, रिपीटेड हो रही है. आई गो टू स्कूल एवरी डे, दिस इज ऑल्सो प्रेजेंट टेंस. Any action which is happening every day or which is happening now or which is happening in the present is put in the category of Vartaman Kal, or we can say as present tense. Now Rishit is always doing his work on time. So that means वो अपना कार्य रोज करता है, समय के अनुसार और समय पर करता है. So this would be that वो present tense को अच्छे से, ये जो statement है या example है, इसको follow कर रहा है. Next comes the past tense. Now, past tense will be if you were a kid back 2 years ago or 3 years ago. Now you are growing up. So you would have been very naughty. You would have troubled your parents a lot as a kid. So you can say, yeah, when I was a kid, I used to trouble my parents a lot. Now here what happens is, it is expressing an action or situation that was started and finished. आपने कोई कार्य किया और उसे खत्म कर दिया अपने भूतकाल में, पास्ट में. यानी कि कल जो हमारी क्लास हुई थी वो कल हो चुकी है. कल मैंने स्टार्ट की क्लास और खत्म कर दी. आज मैं आपकी क्लास ले रही हूँ, फिर कल छुट्टी हो जाएगी संडे की, तो मंडे को क्लास होएगी. सो दिस इज ऑल्सो लाइक, तीनों चीजें हमारे काल के अनुसार, टेंस के अकॉर्डिंग होती है. सो एक्सप्रेसेस मीन्स टेल्स. एक्सप्रेसेस अगेन अ सिनोनिम फॉर टेल्स. So anything which happens in the past में हो चुका है. So I have always told students also with the actions that how to go with that, right? Did I tell you that? Should I tell you that again? Or I'll just come to the end of the slide and tell you with actions. Next is future tense. Future tense expresses an action or situation that will occur in the future. Now here it is saying action. Action as in, आप कोई भी कार्य जो करोगे या सिचुएशन, ऐसी कोई भी घटना जो घटित होएगी हमारे भविष्य में. तो दिस इज हाउ वी आर गोइंग टू टेक अप द टेंसेस. काल को हमने 3 भाग में बांटा है, वर्तमान में, भूत में और भविष्य में. सो इट्स लाइक प्रेजेंट, पास्ट एंड फ्यूचर. नाउ आई हैव ऑलवेज टोल्ड यू दैट इन तीनों को, ये तो 3 मेन हेड्स होते हैं, इनके नीचे भी इनके 4 पार्ट्स आते हैं. 4 के अलावा भी हम और एक्सपैंड कर देते हैं, बट हम 12 तरीके टेंसेस को याद रखते हैं. इनफैक्ट याद क्या रखना, इनको समझते हैं. मूविंग ऑन टू द नेक्स्ट, इट सेज बेस्ड ऑन द एस्पेक्ट, verb tenses may be characterized according to the aspect. Aspect refers to the nature of the action described by the verb. There are 4 aspects, and as I was just talking about, इनके 4 भाग होते हैं. They have 4 further examples. And that's how it is. I hope, Rishit, you're not having a lot of background noise at my end.
No, ma'am.
Fine, because there's some construction work. Fine. Moving on. Let's keep it very simple. Indefinite or simple tense, continuous or progressive, perfect, then perfect continuous. आपको मैंने हमेशा बोला है, इनको 1 2 3 4 करके याद करो, क्योंकि जब हम टेंस टेबल बनाते हैं तो जो परफेक्ट टेंस होता है, यानी कि प्रेजेंट परफेक्ट या फिर पास्ट परफेक्ट या फ्यूचर परफेक्ट, उसमें सारी की सारी वर्ब फॉर्म्स थर्ड होती है. तो तभी मैंने आपको नंबरिंग करवाई होती है. सिंपल या इनडेफिनेट के लिए नंबर 1. कंटिन्यूअस. प्रोग्रेसिव का मतलब है जो हो रहा है, प्रोग्रेशन में है, जैसे पानी बहता है. द फ्लो ऑफ वाटर इज प्रोग्रेसिव. The flow of a river is progressive. The flow of anything which is going on in continuation is progressive. Perfect or complete, and then perfect continuous. So this is like the 4 babies of every tense. यानी कि present tense के भी 4 babies हैं, past tense के भी 4 babies हैं, and future tense के भी 4 babies हैं. Coming to the 4 babies. Babies as in इनके parts हैं. In your language, it would be babies in actual language of English, they would be the subparts of the tense, main tense. Indefinite tense, as I'd already told you, this is going to be simple tense. Now, simple tense is like, it describes an action but does not state whether the action is finished. For example, if I say to you, Ram goes to school every day. I live in Delhi. I live in Kolkata. I go to work every day. So this is just talking about a karya, one action which is being done and is not being stated in such a way that that action is finished or not. Then we are talking about continuous. What I tell my students is that when you're talking about continuous, continuous का जो IN होता है ना, इससे hint ले लो. IN is always going to be I never give up. Like ING is like I never give up. So I never give up can be like in continuation. So continuous की हर form में आपने सिर्फ ये चीज ध्यान रखनी है कि it's going to have ING. The three continuous tenses, incomplete tenses, progressive tenses describe an unfinished action. For example, I'm doing my work, I'm taking a class, my class is not yet over, my work isn't over. So when an action is being done, but we don't know whether it has been completed or not, it's just in continuation. हो रहा है ना, क्लास चल रही है, मोहन गा रहा है, मोहन अभी गाना खत्म नहीं करके बैठा है. So this is going to talk about continuation. Then I'm going to talk about the perfect tense. वो कहते हैं ना, everybody wants to be perfect, but let's just find happiness in imperfections. So perfect tense क्या करता है अपने आप को? Complete. मैं तो जी सारा काम complete करता हूँ, मैं तो good boy हूँ. तो आपने perfect tense को एक good tense समझना है, क्योंकि इसमें क्या होता है, ये अपना जो action है ऐसे describe करता है कि it's like a finished action. तो it's like complete tense होता है, perfect tense होता है, I had done my work. So in this what is happening, पहले तो third category में इसको हम ले रहे हैं, verb की third form ही आती है, hint है. And the next thing is, आप क्या करते हो इधर, action को finished तरीके से देते हो, या लिखते हो, या पढ़ते हो, या समझते हो. Then comes the perfect continuous tense. When you're talking about perfect continuous tense, सबसे easy way to remember this is, it is a combination of a perfect boy and a boy who is wanting to become perfect. That means perfect continuous tense. So I'm giving example of boy. Why? Because we can relate to humans better. So here, perfect continuous tense is going to be a combination of the rule of perfect tense and the rule of continuous tense. And that is why it is having both the words in it. Perfect भी है इसमें, continuous भी है. To combine the complete tenses and the incomplete tenses to describe an action which was in progress and then finished. यानी कि इसमें आपकी ing फॉर्म तो आएगी, पर जो आपका टेंस का रूल होगा वो ऐसे शो होगा कि आपका टास्क फिनिश्ड हो चुका है. So let's see how we can understand them further. That means this is a very important chart. This I've always been wanting my students to learn in such a way कि वो समझ के learn करे. कैसे? Verb tenses हम किस तरीके से divide कर रहे हैं? So it's like present में action. Why have I written here verb tenses? Because action किस तरीके से हो रहा है, किस समय पर हो रहा है. तरीका क्या, समय बोलना चाहिए. So it's going to be present, past and future. Then present का भी आप देखोगे indefinite लिखा है, पास्ट का भी इंडेफिनेट है, फ्यूचर का भी इंडेफिनेट है. इन सबके आगे चार चार बेबीज होते हैं, चार चार पार्ट्स होते हैं. तो इट्स लाइक प्रेजेंट गेट्स इनटू प्रेजेंट इंडेफिनेट, प्रेजेंट कंटीन्यूअस, प्रेजेंट परफेक्ट कंटीन्यूअस. पार्ट्स get, your past is going to get divided into four parts. That's past indefinite, past continuous, past perfect continuous. Then again future is going to get divided into future indefinite, future continuous, future perfect and future perfect continuous. So okay, I am again reaching to the last slide again and again. Sorry for that. Moving back to the picture where I was. Now here we were on that table, right? This table, moving to this table. Here is a list of rules and this is done by us every time when we are doing tenses. सबसे important table होता है, अपने आप we can make it. So first we have simple, then progressive, that's continuous, perfect, then perfect, continuous or progressive. Now, Rishit, if you see here, we have the third form of the verb and we have written here first form. Everywhere when I'm taking the cursor, you would see how the forms are written. Forms का मतलब है V1, V2, V3, यानी verb की. जैसे फॉर एग्जाम्पल प्ले इज V1, played is V2, again played is V3, rise, rose, risen is V3. So verb की forms के according ये table है. So present simple, that is the simple present is going to have first form of the verb V1 plus S या फिर V1 plus ES. क्यों ऐसा होता है? अगर मैं लिखती हूँ I eat daily, so you can also say for she eats daily, she eats healthy food daily. But now if I'm talking about apart from the verb eat, I talk about go. Now with go ES लगेगा, go के साथ S नहीं लगता. So eat के साथ S लग गया, go के साथ ES. So depending on what verb I am using, I'm going to use S या फिर ES. Then I'm talking about present progressive, that is present continuous. इसमें कैसा होता है? I am going to the park. यानी first form of verb यहाँ पे होएगी go. Go के साथ ing becomes going. Next is if I take the same verb, that is I have done my work. Do, did, done. Now when I'm talking about do, did, done, what happens here? I plus have plus do का बना done. So it becomes done here, which is the third form of verb. And then it becomes like I have done my work. I'm just going to take up this entire video till this formation, that is the present tense formation. And then it comes with present perfect tense, and that is I have been doing my work. आपने बस ये याद रखना है 1 2 3 4. हर जगह पर V1 यूज होगा. फोर्थ रो में आपका देखो कैसे यूज हो रहा है. Then you can talk about the columns, not row exactly here, because यहाँ present के ऊपर तो कोई heading है नहीं है, ना past के और future main types के ऊपर. So just see present progressive में भी first form है. Then you can talk about progressive forms, इसमें भी first form है. Second form सिर्फ एक जगह यूज होती है पूरे tense table में, वो है simple past में. V3 वाली form अगर आप देखोगे ये हमारे third column में ही यूज होती है. अगर हम प्रेजेंट पास्ट और फ्यूचर वाले कॉलम को नेग्लेक्ट करके चलें तो 1 2 3 4 कॉलम्स में से थर्ड कॉलम में ही थर्ड फॉर्म यूज होती है. इसके अलावा और कहीं थर्ड फॉर्म यूज नहीं होती है पूरे टेंस टेबल में. हम इसको बहुत देसी तरीके से करते हैं. वी डू इट इन अ वेरी लेमैन्स लैंग्वेज आल्सो, लाइक ओके थर्ड वाले में V3 ही आएगा. देन वी टॉक अबाउट प्रोग्रेसिव, इसमें V1 ही आता है. देन सिंपल V1 दोनों में आता है, फ्यूचर और प्रेजेंट में, बट पास्ट में V2. Now this is how we do this. I'll just take up the present tense. Present indefinite, present continuous, present perfect tense, present perfect continuous tense. This is how it goes. Now simple present tense का कैसे रहता है? This goes like the simple present is used to describe an action, an event or condition that is occurring in the present at the moment of speaking or writing. For example, I play. Play पहली बात तो V1 है. टेंस करने से पहले हमें ना वर्ब्स भी आने चाहिए, यानी कि V1, V2, V3 वर्ब्स सारे बताने चाहिए. So yes, so here it is V1. Play का played बनता है, फिर दोबारा से played बनता है V3 में. He plays, she plays. तो ये हो गया हमारा एग्जाम्पल ऑफ सिंपल प्रेजेंट. कैसे? प्ले के साथ हमारा यहाँ पे क्या लगा है? S. और I play कुछ भी नहीं लगा, S भी नहीं लगा, S भी नहीं लगा, तब भी ये सिंपल प्रेजेंट है. So both these examples are going to tell you more about simple present. Then comes present continuous. Now it talks like present continuous emphasizes the continuing nature of an action, event or condition. For example, I'm playing, he is playing, she is playing, they are playing. हर कोई खेल ही रहा है. So play की जो ing form हमने बना दी वो बन गई playing. I never give up. The task is going on. So ing emphasizes यानी कि उस पर ज्यादा प्रभाव डालता है. Continuing nature, कार्य का जो एक्शन हो रहा है उसका नेचर कैसा है? कंटिन्यूअस, हो ही रहा है, खत्म होने का नाम ही नहीं ले रहा. सो आई एम प्लेइंग, शी इज प्लेइंग, दे आर प्लेइंग. हम जैसे कुछ कर रहे होते हैं, अभी आप क्लास ले रहे हो तो आपकी मम्मा बोलेंगी ही इज राइट नाउ टेकिंग अ क्लास. सो दैट्स लाइक ही इज राइट नाउ बिजी. प्रेजेंट परफेक्ट टेंस. प्रेजेंट परफेक्ट टेंस का आपको मैंने बताया था बहुत परफेक्ट बनने की हम कोशिश करते हैं, हम हर चीज कंप्लीट करना चाहते हैं. Even here it's going to have sense of completion. The perfect tense is like it's used to describe an action that began in the past and continues in the present or has just been completed. That is also there. I have played. She has played. हम खेल चुके हैं, हमने खेल लिया है, अब हम थक गए हैं. So this is going to have ed form. मैंने आपको बोला था ये थर्ड कैटेगरी होगी, हमारा थर्ड कॉलम होगा, तो V3 फॉर्म ही यूज होगी हमेशा. देन कॉम्बिनेशन ऑफ प्रेजेंट का जो हम यहाँ पे करेंगे वो है परफेक्ट का और कंटिन्यूस का कॉम्बिनेशन. दोनों रूल्स आएंगे, परफेक्ट का रूल भी आएगा. परफेक्ट के रूल में क्या होता है, हैव आता है या फिर हैज आता है. कंटिन्यूस के रूल में क्या होता है, ing आता है. सो अब इन दोनों ना, ये दोनों बहुत ज्यादा बेस्ट फ्रेंड्स बन जाएंगे. सो इन दोनों से जेलस होकर बाकियों ने क्या किया, इनके बीच में कुछ और लगा दिया. ये तो बस एक हिंट है याद रखने की. क्या लगा दिया इनके बीच में, परफेक्ट के और कंटिन्यूस के रूल के बीच में बीन. वो कहते हैं ना जैसे सांप बीन पे नाचता है. सो इट्स लाइक टू जस्ट कंट्रोल दीज स्नेक्स, दैट इज परफेक्ट एंड कंटिन्यूस व्हिच वर मेकिंग अदर्स जेलस. So they put the bean in between. So it becomes like I have been playing. Now this sounds really funny and this sounds really hilarious. I couldn't even, you can say, take it on a better level. But yes, taking in this way that at least it makes you understand. So not to be taken in a hilarious manner to that level, but yes, to be understood from the point of understanding present perfect continuous tense. It is a combination of present के दोनों tenses, perfect as well as continuous. So we have the rule of have and we have the rule of continuous. Have or has. Have क्यों, जब हम I यूज कर रहे हैं pronoun, you यूज कर रहे हैं pronoun, तो उसके साथ have लगता है. He यूज कर रहे हैं pronoun, she यूज कर रहे हैं pronoun, तो उनके साथ has लगता है. So till here we've just got to learn about tenses. अगर आपको इतना भी आज याद हो जाता है ना कि tense के 4 parts होते हैं, that is present indefinite, present continuous, प्रेजेंट परफेक्ट, प्रेजेंट परफेक्ट कंटिन्यूअस, तो ये भी बहुत बड़ी अचीवमेंट है. उसके बाद आपको बेसिक पता लगता है कि प्रेजेंट के 4 बेबीज हैं और वर्ब्स की 3 फॉर्म्स होती हैं. तो दिस इज आल्सो एटलीस्ट यू गॉट समथिंग टू लर्न फ्रॉम द सेशन. एंड tenses take time, tenses always take time. You just need to practice and keep writing. The best way to learn tenses is firstly writing stories, writing diary entries, talking about a recipe, writing a recipe as in any dish that is made in the kitchen. So how to make that. Narration, all these things will help you to gain better knowledge about tenses. So I hope, Rishiv, you've got some knack of tenses.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, now with actions, Rishit, I'm going to teach you about the same. Okay, let's get started. So I'm going to tell you now about the action thing. So if I'm talking about past, so past, let's take the actions like this. Past, that is which is over. Do the past action. Hurry up, look on the screen. Come on. Past, over. Do this action. Past. Take your hands back. Come on. Don't become lazy. Past. My hands are back. Yeah, past. Right? Past, the bird has flown. Present. Present. Future. Future. Come on, do the action. Future. Future is going to come, right? So again, past. Past is over. Present. Where we are, isn't it? And then future is going to come. Now repeat this action and show it to me quickly. Okay, tell me, how are you doing it? Past. Show me the past action. Why are you doing this action? Is it over? Explain. Very good. Next action, present.
Present. Now we are
Right now in your present, that's why you're doing this?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, talk about future.
And in last future.
That means it has to come, it has to happen.
Yes, ma'am. That what is your future?
Perfect. Perfect, Rishit. It was a good one. So that's all for this session. We'll come up with tenses again tomorrow or on Monday. Got it?
Yes, ma'am.